In Wizard 101, the use of stuns disable an opponent's or enemy's ability to move during that round. After stunning the enemy, they gain a stun shield, preventing them from further stuns. This is to prevent spamming. A wizard is unable to stun again unless they remove the shield, which usually consumes one turn without outside help. There is an exception to this rule, such as most bosses being stun immune, and wizards gaining the ability to stun resist through their gear sets. In Pokemon, Truant is an ability that permits the user to only move every other turn. In theory, they are the same concept. The 5 Boxes event involves the Maestro, a mysterious figure who travels back to disrupt the timeline of various important characters in the spiral. With the help of the Professor, the wizard travels across the worlds to stop the Maestro, one telegraph box at a time. So with that out of the way, can you beat the Wizard City telegraph box by being truant or stunned? The rules are very simple. You can only make a move every other round. No overpowered minions or astral spells are allowed. Also, you may choose to use or not use gear as well as pets. Anyway, the first thing I did was get naked to feel the warm breeze of the outside. It's actually been so long since I had seen the sun. It seems as though the people in Wizard City are also quarantined. Next, I met up with the Professor in his magical spaceship, since I couldn't be outside for too long. The Professor told me to go inside the striped hole in the wall, and I ended up on the other side of a kid's room. I was met by the Flame Lady, with mismatching colors of blue, orange, and yellow. She told me she had problems with her lessons. Of course she does, she needs help with her fashion lessons. However, it wasn't for fashion, rather for the School of Ice. She explained that she needed to pass the exam with my help. At the time, I was wondering, where the f*** is this school at? And also, how come I can't take exams in pairs? Sadly though, there was no exam. Instead, I was met by Frosty the Snowman and his 2 small loose frozen ball sacks. Frosty proved too powerful as he summoned his friend, Mechanical Jack Frost. He might not have had the big cojones, but he did have a big fighting spirit. The second time around, he summoned a muscular boy to make up the size difference. Unfortunate, but I stood no chance against one with muscles and the other with no balls left. The third time was the charm. Frosty was vulnerable since I singed his balls away. With the power of summer rolling around, he met his end. He showed up during the wrong season and paid dearly for it. After a traumatic experience with a beloved children's character, the Flame Lady wanted to change her major. She explained her situation to Gamma and said Myth was unpopular. If it's so unpopular, then why does Myth get all the muscular boys? Later, at the kids' playroom, she wasted all her allowance money on fire school clothes. She still couldn't get the colors to match, but at least she tried. Then we headed to the fire school and met her new professor named Meningitis. As a test for the new initiate, he asked us to fight Cassio Box. To prepare, I went to the grocery store to say hi to Eric, and to buy his disinfectant sprays as well as hand sanitizer. Inside the fire tower, Cassio sneezed, making his germs come in contact with me. I sprayed the disinfectant in front of Cassio's face like pepper spray, and luckily it was super effective, rendering him unconscious. After returning to Meningitis, the next lesson was to fight his apprentice, named Grimy Burntface. Apparently, Grimy was the one behind the Flame Lady choosing the wrong major. It's okay guys, sometimes people major in the wrong subject. I confronted Grimy and his pack of goons. This was where things became very difficult. I'm not exactly sure, but what I am sure of is I attempted this battle about 30 times, and only 3 times came close to winning. So you might be wondering, Hunter, what were those 3 times that made the other 30 different? And to answer that was my trump card, Tempest. For those that are new to Wizard 101, each spell has a certain percentage of accuracy. If the game generates a number lower than the percentage, the spell will not cast, rather it will fizzle. This is not factoring accuracy that comes with gear. which in this case I wasn't wearing any, I was pretty much naked. Tempest has an accuracy of 70%. I failed to cast Tempest 3 times. Anyway, when the world stopped and aligned while under the guise of a blue moon ripping a portal in the time-space continuum, I was able to take the goons out, before falling at the grimy hands of the burnt-faced man. Luckily, he was alone now, and without his minions, he quickly froze due to the cold. My reward was very fitting to celebrate his demise. Finally, order had been restored once again, the Flame Lady as the future fire professor, and me actually taking a break from Wizard101. So with that, can you beat the Wizard City telegraph box by being truant or stunned? Yes. With that, take care of yourselves, and just remember, we're all in this together, even though we physically aren't. But you get the point. Alrighty, see you guys.